Welcome. This is the third of 3 10 to 15 minute sequences for your lower back. It's good for your whole spine and your core. In this series, we'll be lying down. So you can lie down on your back on a yoga mat or just somewhere comfortable. You could have bent knees. You could either have your feet hip distance apart or a little wider with your knees resting on each other. And we'll start with some breathing. You can have your hands over your navel or just arms to the side, whatever you prefer. Maybe close your eyes and just a few normal breaths here through the nose. And then we're going to bring the breath down into the belly. So on your inhale, feel the belly really expanding into your hands. And exhale, let the belly fall and deflate. A few more like that. Inhale into the belly. Expand your belly. Exhale. Let your belly deflate. 2 more breaths like that. Maybe 1 more. Fill up your belly and let it out. Now you're going to bring your feet to hip distance apart, heels nice and close, knees pointing up to the ceiling. And we'll take the arms up overhead with your palms facing up. And actually, let's start with the arms down by your sides, palms down. We'll just start by rolling or tilting the pelvis. Tilting the pelvis first by pressing the tailbone down. The small of your back comes up and your lower ribs lift up. So the spine is a little bit arched. Your hips are down on the ground. That's an inhale breath. And as you exhale, you're just going to tilt the pelvis the other way. Your pelvis is going to stay on the ground, this time navel in, and the tailbone is starting to curl up. That's your inhale breath. And your exhale breath, you're going to tilt the pelvis the other way, a little bit of an arch in the back, tailbone down. Let's just do a couple more like that. Inhale to scoop the tail, navel in. Exhale to arch your back, tailbone down. 2 more like that. Inhale. Inhale, you're going to arch your back, tailbone down. And exhale, you tuck your tail forward, navel in. So we'll try again just to get the breath right. Inhale, arch your back, tailbone down. And it's an exhale to curl your tailbone, navel in. So 3 to 5 like that. And then you're going to extend your arms overhead. And we're going to add lifting the hips into bridge, palms facing up. So let's start by arching the back, just like we did. That's your inhale breath. And your exhale breath, you're going to bring your hips up as you tuck your tail, and the arms are going to come down all at the same time. So it'll be inhale, hips come down, arms up, arching, tailbone presses down. Exhale, navel in, tuck your tail as the arms come down and the hips lift up. So you're lifting the hips on the exhale. Inhale, hips down, arms up. Arch your back. Exhale. And we'll do 1 more like that. Inhale, hips down, arms up. Arch when you get to the bottom. Exhale, tuck and lift. And you can hold here in your bridge. Palms press down, arms and palms press down, lifting your hips and pelvis up. Breathe and lift, and then gently exhale your hips down. Now you'll bring your knees in, holding your knees and circling your hips in one direction a few times. And the other way. Massaging your lower back and your sacrum. And then we'll move into the core sequence. So you'll bring your knees to 90 degrees with your palms in front of your thighs. And now you're going to resist your thighs away as you're trying to bring your thighs towards you for 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Hug the knees in. 2 more times like that, 90 degrees. You're trying to bring your thighs towards you, but you're resisting with your palms. 3, 2, 1, and release. Relax your belly. And third one, resist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And then we're going to switch the legs and the arms. So opposite leg, opposite arm. You can start with a bent knee, palms facing in, extended arms opposite, and then switch, and then switch, and switch, and switch, and keep breathing. Okay, over time, if you want to straighten your legs, it's a little more challenging, but you can start with bent knees. So it's about 20. And breathe. And 3, 2, I honestly lost count, but you can do about 20. Hug your knees in. Let's come back to bridge. Plant your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, exhale, lift, and breathe, and lift, and breathe, and gently release. And then the last one for today of the core is you stretch your legs up. It's okay if your knees need to bend here, but you're stretching your legs up as much as you can, arms up straight from the shoulders, and it's called dead bug. So navel in, you're going to try to lift your hips up and your shoulders at the same time. 3, 2, 1, and relax. And again, 3 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And we'll do one more. 5, 4, hips and shoulders up. 2, 1, and relax. Whew. And bring your feet down. And one more lift into bridge from here. Lift it up and breathe. Hug your inner thighs towards each other as you lift up so they're not opening. Okay, if you want to hold a block between your thighs, you can do that. One more breath and gently lower down. So now we'll go into some stretching. We'll start with a figure 4 on your right side. So the right knee opens up, flex your right foot in front of your left knee. Arms just out to the side like a V. We're going to rock the figure 4 over to the left and then the right. We'll do that 3 times. Just rock it side to side. And last one. And then back to center, keep your figure 4, and now thread the needle. You're going to bring your left leg towards you, reach your right hand through the hole, clasp underneath. As you hug your left leg in, the right knee opens, and you breathe. So you can hold on to this leg however it works for you. Some people like to have the foot lower down and clasp over top. It's really just how it feels in your right hip and making sure your knee is safe, keeping this foot flexed. So it's 3 to 5 breaths on the one side, and then you release. Try to stay for a good 5 breaths. Other side, so figure 4 on the other side, arms out, you rock to the right and then left 3 times. And then you bring your figure 4 to center. You bring the right leg in, left leg flexed. Thread the needle. Left hand goes through and clasping under. Or some people like to clasp on top. If you can't reach your leg and hug it in, that's not uncommon. Like if you're tight, You can use a towel or a strap either underneath or on top to help you until things open up more. So it's a good 5 breaths if you can on this side. And then gently release. Okay, maybe rock it out. Okay, from here you're going to bring your right knee in, wind relieving. You can keep this left leg bent if that's better for you. Interlace, clasp, and hug the knee up to the right shoulder. So instead of going on top of the ribs, you can go out to the side and up towards the shoulder. And if your body allows, you could lengthen the opposite leg, stretch it out. And breathe a good 3 to 5 belly breaths here. It's so good for the hip and it's really good for your abdominal organs. So 3 to 5 big belly breaths there. Then you take this same leg to 90 degrees, reaching across with your opposite hand. You're going to start to guide it over into a twist and opening up your right arm out to the side. And if you like, you can turn your chin and neck opposite the bottom, opposite the leg, so that your twist goes all the way up into the cervical spine. And breathe 3 to 5 breaths here. And come back to center. And then if your spine shifted, you can straighten out your spine again. Interlace your fingers over your left knee and hug your left knee up towards your left shoulder. Option to extend the right leg. 3 to 5 big belly breaths on this side. And then you take that leg to 90 degrees, reach across to the outside of your leg and start to guide it over into your twist, opening up the opposite arm. So the opposite shoulder is melting towards the ground. It's okay if it's not touching. And maybe turning your chin opposite the knee. 3 to 5 breaths. Soften into the twist. And maybe one more breath. And then back to center. If you have time, the last one, you'll hug your knees in. You can either give yourself a big bear hug here, wrapping around, or you can open your knees into happy baby, feet up, hold the outsides or insides or ankles, whatever you can reach, knees wide. Hug the knees down towards the floor as you unfurl your hips and sacrum towards the mat. And breathe. You can have some movement here if you like a happy baby. Couple more breaths. One more breath. And then you could finish your practice the same way you started. Hands on your belly, connect with your breath. You can set an intention for your day.